So this video is a public service announcement to help people who are curious about becoming a bookkeeper to find out if they're a good fit for this line of work before they dive in headfirst, before they take on a client, before they invest their money in a course. So you might not know me yet, but I'm Kate Josephine Johnson, and I run a community called the Bookkeeping Side Hustle Community. It's awesome. It's the best community on the internet for the bookkeeping and accounting industry. The community truly is amazing, but I will say that I do have a sort of love-hate relationship with the name because yes, you can make a great living by doing bookkeeping in a part-time way, in a, quote-unquote side hustle way, but don't let the name fool you. This kind of work is not a hobby. It's not a quick way to make money, and it takes a really big brain. And unfortunately, there's a lot of marketing out there that I think makes it seem easier than this kind of work is. And I'll admit that the name of my group possibly leads to that misunderstanding. And I think society would be better off if fewer people thought they should become virtual bookkeepers, but more of the right people did decide to get into this profession. So this is like a career matchmaking video. I want to match the people who would be really great long-term fit for this virtual accounting world with the virtual accounting world. I want to make that match. So to do that, I'm going to give you my list of some low hurdle and free or very low cost things that you can do to find out if you're even going to like bookkeeping and if you even have an aptitude for it. I even have a couple of tax resources for you crazy tax people out there. I have learned that there are some people who truly love taxes, and bless you for that. I've got my own little list about how to make this determination for yourself, but even better, when you continue to listen to the end of this video, I'm going to share with you the answers that the Bookkeeping Side Hustle community gave to this question. Some of their answers are even better than mine. To start, let's find out if you even like accounting fundamentals. So in my ebook, I explain that there really only are 4 steps to being successful, and step 1 is that you must learn accounting fundamentals. I do not think you should start with a software like QuickBooks or Xero. I think you start with accounting, like accounting 101, like the debits and credits. So if you don't know the debits and credits yet, here is how you can find out if you love them or if you hate them. If you do hate them, then you saved yourself a lot of heartache and you can go start a different flexible business in a different industry. So my best suggestions on how to learn good old accounting fundamentals is this textbook called Schwab's Bookkeeping and Accounting 4th edition. Like literally you will work through this book with a pencil. The answers are in the back. If you did maybe 30 minutes a day, you could probably finish this in a couple of weeks. I used to do this book during my children's piano practice. I have had a few accounting classes in school. That was in the 2000s, so I needed a refresher. An equally good resource to recommend is a website called accountingcoach.com. Now, this is free too, but the thing I like about this website is that for a little bit of money, you can pay for the upgraded plan and you can get a bunch of extra study materials. And they also have 10 different graded tests that you can take where you'll get like a certificate of achievement for each one of these topics. And for someone who's learning on their own, having some graded tests to validate your understanding could be a huge confidence booster. And the last free place I'll point you to is a free resource called Intuit Academy. Intuit's who makes QuickBooks. You can find that at academy.intuit.com/programs. There are tax courses and bookkeeping courses. If we just peep into the bookkeeping one here and see the facts about the course, you'll see that they say it takes about 40 hours and there's an exam. And also it'll help you get bumped up in the hiring process for QuickBooks Live, which I think is not a terrible job. It's not a terrible way to get a lot of experience really fast and make a better wage than it might appear because of all the benefits you get on top of your hourly wage. And then you can still build your own business since most people only work the QuickBooks Live jobs part-time. They also do have 2 levels of tax training, and I think that these can help you also get recruited for TurboTax Live. So here's some tax resources for you people who think you might like taxes. All right, so now let's talk about bookkeeping software. To have a successful virtual bookkeeping business, you're going to need to learn a bookkeeping software. This is what I call step 2 of the 4 steps to becoming a virtual bookkeeper or a virtual bookkeeping entrepreneur. But what's a low risk and low commitment way to find out if you will even like working with modern accounting technology? Well, that's a great question. So let's start off with the free methods to test this out. you can get your Zero Advisor certification and your QuickBooks Online Pro Advisor certifications for free. It's a super low-risk way to do this. The best way to do that is to create your free accounts on both softwares. I have tutorials about how to sign up for each of these, but basically, you go to the home page of both of these softwares, you find the button that says For Accountants, and that's where you'll begin the process. You don't sign up like a small business owner who's about to subscribe to the software. You sign up like an accountant user who's going to use the software to serve clients. And that's how you'll get access to the training and the certifications. It's all free. You're probably going to be contacted by the softwares too once you start your account. And I know for sure that Xero has Intro to Xero webinars every month if you want to take something live. And Intuit has live virtual conferences too to teach you this stuff. The reason I think getting these free certifications is a good test to see if you will like bookkeeping is because you're going to be on these softwares like these every day. And you're going to have to take steps to keep up your software certifications like these exams you'll take every year. So if these self-paced on-demand trainings or webinars make you kind of, want to jab a fork in your eye, well, maybe you just saved yourself a lot of time and you can go figure out another business to start that would be a better fit. I do have a huge favor to ask. Even if we may have just met for the first time here on this video, I hope that I have built your trust in that you have seen that if you do end up in my industry, my YouTube channel and my newsletter and my Facebook group will be valuable for you as you grow what you're trying to build in this bookkeeping and accounting sphere. And so I want with full transparency to let you know that Xero has recently released a program where bookkeepers can refer other bookkeepers to Xero. In the description and at bookkeepingsidehustle.com/Xero, Xero, you will find my referral link to start using the software. The place to get started with your Xero account so you can sign up and start that certification. So if you want to say thanks to me, when you go get your Xero certification, don't go to Xero.com, go to bookkeepingsidehustle.com/Xero to get started. Thank you. All right, let's keep moving to find out some other great free resources to continue learning these general ledger softwares. So another place to determine if you actually like poking around in a bookkeeping software is a place called the QBO Locker Room. This is not run by Intuit. It's a separate Facebook group, but the people that create this resource are all about hands-on practice, which is very different than taking the Intuit Pro Advisor certification materials. That's more like traditional online study materials. The folks at the QBO Locker Room have over 100 free QBO exercises that they made with the QBO Sample Company. The Sample Company is like a sandbox to practice QBO, and every member of the QBO Locker Room automatically gets signed up also for a Getting Started course that's free, and it teaches you how to get your QBO account. So this is for QBO practice, QuickBooks Online practice. And if you really want to know the actual experience of being a bookkeeper, like what does a bookkeeper do day to day, you can join their 5-day gym challenge, which is also free, and it lets you practice a month's worth of bookkeeping tasks over the course of 5 days. It takes about 45 minutes per day, and this is a great free way to know what it feels like day to day to be a real bookkeeper. I mean, wouldn't you rather know this sooner rather than later, right? See, I want people who are not a good fit for bookkeeping to quickly find that out. And I want folks for whom bookkeeping is a perfect fit to dive all in, head first, and let virtual bookkeeping change their family's life like it did mine. If you want to join the QBO Locker Room or that free QBO Gym 5-day challenge, go to bookkeepingsidehustle.com/fast to get the links. The links are also below. So in summary, my own ideas on a really low stress and low risk way to find out if bookkeeping would be a good industry for you to go into is this textbook, the Schwam's Bookkeeping and Accounting Textbook, accountingcoach.com, Intuit Academy, and then for software, you need to get your Xero certification and your QBO certification, or your QBO certification. Both are free. And if you pursue the Xero one, please go to bookkeepingsidehustle.com/Xero to get started using our community referral link. Join the QBO Locker Room for the free hands-on practice scenarios and the QBO Gym for the free 5-day challenge to know what the day-to-day bookkeeping industry is like. Now, on to some of the crowdsourced answers of how you can know if you'd be a great fit for a career and for a business in the bookkeeping industry. I'm only pulling out some select quotes from this post because as of recording this video, there were 77 comments. You can read it all at the link to the specific post in the Facebook group If you aren't in the group, you'll be prompted to answer some questions to join first. Be sure to answer all those questions. So Jody says, what is their relationship like with their own finances and budgets? If someone hates it and dreads opening the statements, they probably won't enjoy bookkeeping. And here's a quote saying, I'd say if someone is financially minded, this work might be a good fit for them. They budget for their own household or interested in how savings of X here might change the outcome of Y, or just generally think about how a large purchase might affect their long-term financial plans. Folks who tend to be organized and detail-oriented, who like to solve puzzles. And let's be real, they should probably be good with math. Flexibility and adaptability are key. If you're starting your own business, you're going to have to wear all the hats, probably for a good long while. Sales, advertising, and social media and web presence are all three major things that come to mind that are outside the scope of the main service of work. Problem solving and critical thinking. No one is going to tell you how to do your job. You'll have to figure out on your own your workflows and processes and how to manage your time. Sometimes having a boss to just tell you what to do and when to do it is very valuable. And you have to be willing to find clients. Some folks might look at this profession and think it's good for an introvert, that you can just knuckle down in the numbers and not have to do any client-facing stuff. But that's definitely not true if you're starting your own firm. And I love Yvonne's quote, first and foremost, you need stick-to-itiveness. You cannot be a quitter. My husband has likened me to a dog with a bone. I will figure it out, I will understand it, and I will not let my client down. You can't want to quit every time you get something that has you stuck. Andrea says you should be detail-oriented and excited about digitally organizing things. Now, if I had to pull one other common thread that many people suggested, it was to go work for someone else. And I do agree that that is surely a great way to learn. But the point of the question that I asked was kind of before that. It would still be painful to wiggle your way into a bookkeeping job and then find out 4 months later that you don't actually like it. And as I shared in more detail in the comments on the post in the question, going to work for someone else wasn't an option for me. And for some of you, it's not going to be an option either. I know in my heart that I would be a better technical bookkeeper if I'd been able to see how other people worked, but I didn't have that luxury. So I just had to plod through a little more slowly and had to seek the help of mentors when I needed it. Anyway, this post in the Facebook group is really worth reading if you want to get advice on how you can know if bookkeeping is a long-term fit for you before you jump in, only to find out 6 to 18 months later that you don't really even like it. And heaven forbid before you spend your money on a course, because some course creator is really good at making sure their ads get in front of you as soon as you search jobs that I can do from home or work from home jobs. All right, I hope this video is helpful to you. Remember, please subscribe to the channel and give this video a thumbs up. You can head to the direct links to the thread to the other responses and chime in the comments on that post if you want more clarification from anyone. And if you do end up pursuing a business or employment in virtual bookkeeping, you need to subscribe to my amazing newsletter. It is seriously good and where I put my heart and soul. I basically build my own firm in public in that newsletter, and I let you know my highs and lows and what I did in my business that last week. I also share great trainings that I hear about and deals you can get discounts on. I love that Substack, the platform I use to publish the newsletter, allows you to just read the whole archive. So you can read the past editions. And if you like them, then you can subscribe. If you end up signing up for Zero, I'd certainly appreciate you using my referral link. And if you end up signing up for the free QBO locker room or the free QBO gym 5-day challenge, I'd appreciate you using those referral links to get started as well. No additional cost to you, and it helps keeps the lights on here in the bookkeeping side hustle community. All right, adios for now.